Boys, we gotta talk about it, cause holy shit, dude. All right, let's talk about day 2 GG Tour. For those that don't know what GG Tour is, it's our every 2 weeks we have our $500 Master Duel tournament. And every other week we also have a Duel Links tournament as well. But for Master Duel, let's focus on Master Duel. $500 on the line. It's a very, very large tournament. Lots of participants. We usually get anywhere from 200 to 300 signups and about 150 to 200 players after all drops. People don't submit deck lists, etc., etc., or don't show up to the event. And you can see here on your screen 11 Swordsoul, 10 8 Tri-Brigade, Zodiac. Those are the decks that topped. You can see how many entered as well. 33 of the Swordsouls, 23 of the Tri-Brigade, Zodiac. This is for top 32 specifically. And I'm here to tell you that into the top 8, from top 32 to top 8, one Swordsoul was able to make it. Oh my god. Let's talk about it. What is the meta going to shape up? How is it going to look in Master Duel? Of course, we always know after these big tournaments how the meta will shape up. This is how you play Yu-Gi-Oh! In a best-of-3 format. If anyone's showing you data from formats that are not best-of-3, they are straight up lying to you, because best-of-3 is how Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been played for 20-plus years and doesn't just change because of Master Duel. And that is why you should be playing in these amazing, amazing tournaments hosted by GG Tour. Yo, bless up. Thank you so much for supporting us. But let's get into it. Swordsoul did not do well day 2. Day 1, they did amazing. 33 to 11. The conversion rate, it's Tri-Brigade still had a better conversion rate going from 23 to 8, but it's not like that much better. Usually the most played deck is the deck that ends up having the worst conversion rate into top 32, because it's just the most played deck. Not everyone's going to have the same skill level when it comes to said deck. So that was not a surprise at all. They still were the most top deck, but what was a surprise that only one of them made it to top 8. Now you might be curious, what did they lose to? What the hell was going on? Was it just Tri-Brigade stomping on everyone? And no, it's not just Tri-Brigade. It was Tri-Brigade, Zodiac Tri-Brigade took out like 4, I believe, of the 11 Sword Souls. There was one Bird Up player, Tri-Brigade Lyceric, whatever it's called, that took out 3 on his own on his trip to top 8. He took out 3 Sword Souls on his own, and then he got knocked out by a Tri-Brigade Zodiac. So Bird Up has an amazing matchup against Swordsoul, unironically. It is a really, really good matchup for the Bird Ups. The barrier statue strat is just locking down Swordsoul like crazy. The the tokens, they're cucking them against the birds. It's not good, man. It's not good whatsoever, that matchup. And they can't realistically change their side deck to counter Bird Up, because their side deck has to be used to stop things like Maxi, to stop things like Nibiru. And then prominently in this tournament, we saw Token Collector. Holy shit, what a card. Token Collector can be summoned whenever your opponent summons a token, which Swordsoul, half the deck is tokens. That's how they make their plays, is with their tokens. And it can be used when it's in the graveyard. So if they are able to send Token Collector to the graveyard, they can activate it and summon it from the grave as well. Which is very, very easy, especially if you have something like Foolish Burial you could just put in, and it just kind of makes it makes it very difficult to get past Token Collector. And then Token Collector itself, even if they were able to beat over it, they still at least lose one of their tokens, which is very detrimental, because then they can't go into their synchro summons and get their crazy consistency plays off. It's just not something that's possible for them. So that kind of just well, where does that leave Swordsoul? Are they tier 1? Are they tier 2? Are they tier 3? What are they going to end up being? And honestly, I don't know. I even saw this deck lose to things like Unchained, losing to like Unchained and Cyber Dragon and stuff like that. And I think once the hype dies down a little bit, I do think Tri-Brigade Zodiac is going to return to full form as being the best deck. Fun fact, that what won the entire tournament was just Tri-Brigade Zodiac. not with DPE or anything. The finals was Tri-Brigade Zodiac with DPE versus just Tri-Brigade Zodiac, and Tri-Brigade Zodiac won. so yeah, I don't know. I don't think necessarily that Tri-Brigade Zodiac without DPE is necessarily the way to go. But he did win this tournament, so props to that guy. At the end of the day, Tri-Brigade is very strong because they can side deck any of the staples that they need to out their opponent's cards. DPE is an extremely powerful card that has helped most of the meta decks, including Tri-Brigade, but it is not a necessary card to play in order to have a good chance of being good at the game. It still made finals, and in a different coin flip, it could have won the tournament. So I believe in DPE, no problem. Swordsoul, though, I don't know what they're going to do after getting hit with that token collector, after getting hit, with the side deck options, after getting hit up with Bird Up, which, come on, man, Bird Up isn't even the second best Tri-Brigade variant. It's like the third best Tri-Brigade variant, and you can't even beat them. It's like, oh man. And it's not like they had a winning matchup against Zodiac either. They also had a losing matchup against Tri-Brigade Zodiac as well. So it's kind of wild. I think now one thing that could help them a lot, Swordsoul's that is playing more hand traps, right? Especially ones that can deal with token collector, negating it with imperm or whatever, droplet, forbidden droplet, which would mean dropping the Tenyi version of this build and playing a more pure build, so you can have access to a lot more just free space to do that. Now, of course, if you do that, you're going to be a lot brickier. So I think they just have to find the sweet spot between Tenyi and pure, because the Tenyi build does not do well in tournaments, at least against Bird Up, at least against Token Collector. And you can see that most of the build, pretty much all the builds that topped were all Tenyi, and I think most that entered were Tenyi too. I don't know how many people were playing the pure version, but yeah, as of right now, the deck is still definitely part of our metagame. There's a reason that 11 of them still topped, and it's not just because, there's 33 that entered. Yeah, there's a lot that entered with that, but, if it was just that level of entries is what got them, then Tri-Brigade would have also had a crazy number of tops as well. But they, it's pretty normal for the conversion rate percentage-wise. So I don't think it's that. I do think the deck is good enough to be a part of the metagame. How much of the metagame is it in? I would say it's probably in that tier 3 to tier 2 category. I think the way people have been playing it right now, it's just a little too much when it comes to side decking. Side decking is just murdering Swordsouls out here. So there you go, boys. I was I was wrong on the first video. They are not tier 1. I think they are definitely a little weaker, but they are part of the metagame. And I'm excited to see if people bring any new counters when we go into our next GG tour. Again, this happens every 2 weeks, and the prize pool is $500, so there's a lot to be playing for. 2-day event. I hope to see you guys in the next one. Let's see if Swordsoul can do a redemption arc. I don't know. I'll see you guys then.